Well, we're off on another nature adventure here in the city. We're right actually in Queens at the Jamaica Bay Wildlife Refuge. It was many years before I became aware of this beautiful park, and I think there are still a lot of people who need to become aware of it. Although it's nice that it's super quiet. It's middle of the week in the middle of the day, and it's not crowded with people. If you come on the weekend, there will be a lot of people on the trails, but here in the week, it's nice and quiet. You don't really have to worry too much about social distancing because there's not many people around. And it's a nature sanctuary. And if you're a bird watcher, then this is the place for you, because apparently there are hundreds and hundreds of species that fly through here. And we're gonna go and enjoy the trails and see what we can see. It's the map. It shows you where you can go. You are here. So the trail, it can loop around the whole pond, the west pond. Last time I guess we went that way through these little paths. We were in this. Maybe we can go a bit around the trail, see where it goes.
Around the pond.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll do the whole thing because I'm pretty sure it's pretty big. 1.7 mile loop.
Mom, butterfly!
I'm
scared.
That's what the map said. The most incredible adaptations. Sonar. In a sense, many bats hear their way to a meal, to safety, or even to avoid you or a tree. At the refuge, little brown bats and occasional red or hoary bats can be observed on their migration north and south. Watch for them hunting on spring or fall evenings. That spider right there, I guess. It's right on top. Just watch out. See, there's a big old spider. Well, it's not so big. Not such a big spider, but.
Where, Mama? It's like a spider web.
It is a spider web. It's not like a spider web. Don't you see a spider right on top? That spun that web. Sammy spider right there. Right in the middle.
How does it work?
Oh, see, there's another one over there. There are a few spiders working around here, catching bugs. And they can take some of the mosquitoes. Spray platform. With blackened eyes to diminish glare, sandpaper-like palms, and hooked talons, the osprey, or fish hawk, is well equipped to fish for a living. Spotting its prey in the muddy waters of Jamaica Bay, it plunges in feet first, flying off to a nearby perch to eat its wriggling prey. The platform here substitutes for a dead tree or snag, the bird's preferred nesting site. From this vantage, the osprey has a commanding view of the water for spotting prey or predators, and room for unobstructed takeoffs and landings. In New York City, as elsewhere, osprey populations are recovering from the disastrous use of DDT and other pesticides. Good to know. So the area we're looking at here is called the West Pond. And it says here, without fresh water, the refuge would be a very different place. You are looking at the West Pond, 45 acres created in the early 1950s to attract migratory birds. Due to its location along Jamaica Bay's shoreline, this pond is brackish. That is, it contains some salt. This does not prevent millions of birds annually from stopping here to bathe and drink. The skyline of Manhattan to the north is a vivid reminder of the refuge's role in protection of wildlands in New York City.
Butterfly! Hello! Hello! Butterfly! Butterfly, come here!
You know, when we have opportunities like this to get out of the city, well, actually not get out of the city because we're still very much in the city, in Queens, but sort of escape the concrete and the gridlock of the city and come to some place like this that, you know, it's a beautiful natural preserve. You really get an opportunity to see nature at work and the harmony that exists in this almost, you know, untouched bit of land, not getting a lot of trampling by human nature. You know, you see how the interconnectedness of how all the levels of the species work together to create this natural habitat, this environment that works exactly correctly, because all the creatures that reside here take what they need and only what they need. And nothing is wasted and there's no excess, you know, and you juxtapose that to what we see our beautiful city, New York City, which is an amazing city to live in, but maybe even just the complete opposite. You know, you have excess, you have decadence, you have everything in quadruplicate. You have a lot of everything and a lack of equality. And you have such extreme wealth and such extreme poverty all in the same place. And you come out here and you see how everything is balanced in nature. And we're still in the middle of the madness that is, the madness and the beauty that is New York City. So imagine if we could bring human nature to a place where we are balanced with each other and that everyone would have exactly what they need. And there wouldn't be excess and there wouldn't be anybody in want. So I think we can really take a clue from what we see in a place like this. Anytime we're out in nature and we see the natural balance that exists, and think about how we can apply that to our own existence and bring that balance and harmony to human life. Okay, so according to the map, it seems that we made it about 1/3 our way around the pond. I think next time we're gonna have to start earlier, much earlier. Or maybe wait till fall when it cools off a little bit to really be able to do the trail nicely. Maybe there'll be fewer mosquitoes by then too. Don't forget your, your bug repellent. So it's a beautiful loop. The pond is wonderful. Wear a hat, bring your sunscreen. Definitely a worthwhile trip to Queens. If you're not mobile with a car, you can take a car service, or there's a bus that really stops across the street. So it is accessible, even if you don't have a car. So anyone in New York City can happily come and take a trip here to this natural reserve. And if you're not in the city, it's definitely worthwhile to drive in and see what natural beauty New York City has to offer.